Can a man have a platonic relationship with a woman?
Sure, but I think a lot of times for women, it's not going to happen because most of them want to take it to another level, but sure, you can.
Most of who?
Most women. Men can have a platonic relationship with women, but a lot of times, a lot of women, they're looking for that relationship to go to another level. Oh. Why are you looking like that?
Because I think that, in my experiences, it's always the men who want to take it to the next level. I mean, most women can have a platonic relationship with men, but men being the way that we are, we always looking for that possibility sometimes. You know, unless you have a person that you know you look at as a big sister or a best friend, and you just, that attraction just isn't there. But if you have a male friend or a female friend and that attraction is there, I think the male more so will probably be looking for that next weakness, level. That level of weakness or whatever, so he can creep in there.
That physical.
Yeah, you're correct in that on that point, but I believe women do too.
Okay. Well, you're a woman. You would know.
Oh. Well, on that one, in my experience, it seems to be men who want to take it to the next level. I think women long to have just a platonic, just, he's not trying to jump on me, he's trying to not get with me, he just wants to be my friend. I think women long for that. However, I do think that women sometimes, if we have a great relationship with a guy, we want to reward him with intimacy.
We're going to press pause on this because I like this. I want to go back to this.
Okay.
You said that you believe that women, for the most part, want to take it to that next level?
I'm not saying women for the most part, but some women do. I believe you can have a platonic relationship, but a lot of times, for some women, they do want to take it to the next level, maybe just like men do.
Okay.
They want.
What about when you have you're in a platonic relationship with a male and you have a relationship with another man? Do you expect him to understand the relationship that you have with this?
Sure.
Okay. And can he call you all times of the night or any times of the night and ask you?
Just like females can't call me all times of the night and ask me.
Can he come by your house without your man knowing?
He could.
Oh.
It's just strictly platonic. But let's put it this way also. Look at it this way. You want to do some things that's not going to set up problems with your relationship that you have. So probably him coming by anytime wouldn't be a good idea.
Okay. So okay, I mean, let me put it this way. You and your platonic friend, we're going to say his name is Rudolph for right now.
Okay.
Just to throw a name out there, right?
Okay.
You and Rudolph are at work. You get off, Rudolph, you say, Rudolph, let's go by the house for a minute and have a few, you Christian, so Coke.
Okay.
Coke or Pepsi and some ice water or something.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. And you don't think to call John, your boyfriend, let him know that Rudolph is there because it's a platonic relationship and nothing's going on. But John comes home and he sees Rudolph sitting in the living room. Do you think that could pose a problem?
It could, if John doesn't understand that it's strictly a platonic relationship between Rudolph and I. But I think that all has to be discussed and it has to be an understanding. And if he can't handle that or believe that it is strictly platonic, then to keep the potential friction down, I probably wouldn't have him come over like that without him being present.
Okay, that's safe. I would think that would be the safe thing. Do you feel the same way?
Well, yeah, I feel the same way about having someone come over for a Coke, and do you need to explain? I think if something looks shady, sometimes it requires an explanation.
At least for me, because if you have platonic relationships, as we discussed, you can get some emotional needs that men would bring into a relationship met in a platonic relationship.
Well, what about physical needs?
As a Christian, you shouldn't try to meet your physical needs if you're single.
Oh.
Oh.
So that's not even going to enter the picture.
I guess I'll turn in my Christian card.
Yay.
Okay, well, I got to keep that in mind. Well, okay. All right. Okay. Can a primary relationship survive infidelity? And should the woman or the man, whoever the person is being cheated on, should they move on, or is that something that they should always revisit every time you have an argument?
No.
You don't want to let that person forget. You don't. You want to get past it. You want to go move on with your relationship, but you don't want that person to forget about it. Is that healthy in a relationship?
I think a person that's been victimized, we won't call them victim, but they've had that happen in their life, I think they have to work it through. Some women, I guess, can...
If you decide you're going to work it through.
Well, I think a part of talking about it is deciding, you know, when you talk to him about why did it happen, how did it happen, and you're trying to find out, did I play a part in it? How can you fit this thing into your life? And that's the only way you will know if you can get through it. Is this your behavior? Is this part of your character? Are you this kind of man you are? So you have to talk to it. And some people talk 6 months, some people talk a year, some people are out on the first week and say, hey, I can't take it. But I think the man, if you've done something to a woman and it violated her after you'd made an agreement not to have that happen, I think you owe it to her to let her discuss it until she's through discussing it.
You feel the same way?
Sure.
Have you ever been cheated on in a relationship?
Sure.
Did you end it?
Yes, but not because of that. After a while, you make a decision about whether you want to continue in the relationship. And it's a lot of things that factor into making that decision. Is this a pattern with that person? Is a character issue going on here or what? And do I want to be bothered with it? You can forgive people's indiscretions, but you have to make a decision. Is this something that I want to deal with in that relationship? And like she said, a lot of times I think for men, it's like, I did it, I admit to it, let's move on.
Let's move on. I said I was
sorry. But for women, no. It's until she's satisfied. They have to,
well,
work
I
it through,
disagree because I think that once you make your mind up, and you're going to disagree, but once you make your mind up to say, you know what, I forgive you, you shouldn't have to keep revisiting that mistake. Now, if it's a mistake that he continuously makes, like we sometimes often do, then maybe that person wasn't really sorry for what he did in the first place.
Right.
However, but if he made a mistake one time and he didn't do it anymore since then, then you might want to think about letting it go, because it can't help your relationship by keep going back to that point. You discuss it, you decide what you're going to do, and you move on from there. But to keep going back and forth every time you have a disagreement only breeds...
well, that puts a different perspective on it. No, you shouldn't every time you have a disagreement. And that doesn't have to be necessarily with a situation where somebody cheated on the other person, but that can be with anything. You don't keep revisiting the issue. Once you avoid forgiveness to the